What's going on, Sagittarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of November 20th through the 26th, 2023. So, in this reading, Sag, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding November 20th through the 26th, 2023. But before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance, Sagittarius, for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Sagittarius. So, without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy for you, and we'll see what's coming your way for November 20th to the 26th, 2023, Sagittarius. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Sagittarius. See what we got going on here, Sagittarius. Alright, really interesting energy that you got going on here, Sagittarius. It seems like your life is a little bit surrounded by like darkness. Some of you are just going to be like feeling a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit tired of the darkness in your life. Is, you know, there could be a certain sense of heaviness. Like, why does life feel so removed from like the innocence of childlike behavior that I used to experience? Like, I feel like you've been taught a lot of like harsh lessons recently about yourself, other people, or the world, and I feel like you're just trying to figure out how you can navigate that. But if you have a heart inside your chest, you are light in the dark. Don't deny the quest, okay? Because there is this quest of you, like, navigating through darkness and really, like, bringing light to it in an actual integrated, healthy way. It's very difficult for you at this time. So before we get into the tarot, and there could be, like, a lot of, you know, healing going on in your relationships, you know, with lying, or you feel like someone really did you wrong, or... And for some of you, this could be with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Like, the relationship between you and another fire sign is off. For some of you, there's going to be the relationship with yourself that's just off because you feel like, you know, instead of, like, your golden Sagittarius, like, happy-go-lucky Jupiter energy, like, dominating, like, there's this other force, like, kind of, like, making your light feel small right now. That's how I can translate it. For a lot of you, this is definitely going to be relational as well, like the reality of relationships. I don't know. Before we get, but Spirit's telling you there's some sort of relationship that is actually going to heal through hell. So I don't know what that's about, but let's start this reading off. Before we get into the tarot, let's start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards, Sagittarius, contain the energy that you need more of, that you need to embody for your own highest good for the 20th to the 26th. And the first one is healing. You know, healing. And I feel like there is a relationship that, you know, some of you are asking yourself, is this over? Is this really how it's going to end in like this weird, dark, kind of like sketchy, not upfront, a little bit of a schemey, behind the back, you know, manipulation, backstabbing way for some of you? Like, is this really how it's going to end? And Spirit's saying no. Like, there's a relationship that you're meant to heal through any kind of deception. You could feel like, someone could feel like you stabbed them in the back. You could feel like they stabbed you in the back. But this relationship is not over, is actually what I feel here. And the relationship, I don't know who this is with. For some of you, it's going to be romantic. For others of you, this won't. And for some of you, this could be with multiple people happening at the same time. It's actually going to make you, much closer to this person eventually. I don't think this week, but I think there's going to be a rebound with you and someone that you're really feeling like, why are we not talking? Why is it sketch? Why is it dark? And this could, if it's not to do with a person, this is just the feeling of your own life. And here's the thing, to heal is really to experience the opposite. In order to heal, you must experience the opposite, is what it's coming through as. So whether this has to do with a relationship or not, like, try to integrate the opposite polarity of what you've been experiencing in your life right now. Okay, so we'll see how you can do that in a minute. You also have courage. And, this is a frequency of confronting fear head on in a spiritual way. This is a major arcana card, courage, here, to face your own fear. And I do feel like it's a little bit about yourself. I do feel that there's a relational situation going on in your life that's very easy to point your finger at, this is the world's problem, this is this person. But I do feel like the whole point of this reading is for you to look at how you're actually a sketchball as well. Because a lot of you just have this idea that, you're dealing with a bunch of scumbags and you're the only good one. And I actually don't think it's like heavily in your head that that's what's going on, but there is something that you don't want to look at. And here's the thing about this reading. The only way that healing is going to occur is with courage. And it's interesting to me that your opportunity is the Two of Swords. And that usually has to do with denial, not wanting to look at something. And so it's coming through as like your opportunity is actually to have a lot of courage to face your own fear about what you're not wanting to look at in order to heal a relationship. And I do feel like whatever's going on in a relationship, that something feels cold, it feels sketch, you could have felt schemed by someone. I feel like it starts with you. I do feel that. And I feel like there's some sort of subconscious part of your character that's being revealed to you through this relationship mishap. So it's not all on the other person. I don't think the person that you're dealing with, the situation you're dealing that's making you feel cold and sketch, like, I don't think that this person or this situation is perfect, but I do think you need to take responsibility to heal. And that's what's really going to do it. Because I feel like you're missing where you're going wrong, and it's just about why are they not treating me good, but you're not realizing how you're showing up. It's not clear to you, is what I honestly get. So, and then you also have innocence. The next energy you need more of is innocence here. And I don't think, like, whoever you're dealing with in this situation, I don't think they're the type to actually hold a grudge. I think, the frequency of this reading is like you're waiting on the world, but the world is waiting on you, to change or to have some sort of realization or download. The world is this person is waiting on you. You're telling yourself sitting here, well, I'm just waiting on them. No. It's the other way around is actually and that's confusing. And I don't hear... But I'm like Osho. My whole work is to confuse you, baby. If I confuse you, I'm doing a good job because I'm making you think about things you need to think about from a higher level. But you need innocence here. So here's the thing. With healing, courage, and innocence, do not lose your sense of joy. Do not lose your sense of laughter, because Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is the happy-go-lucky fun. Everyone loves Jupiter, the king of the gods, Don Juan. And I feel like this is something you don't want to lose amidst the darkness that you're moving through. You are a light in people's lives. You are. But right now, in order to really become the light, you have to sort through the darkness, is what in your own self. And why, the question that the master asked themselves is, how did I become a vibrational match to this situation? Because it's obviously feeling pretty dark for you. It's obviously feeling like you're in foreign territory. The reason I say that, your overall general energy is the moon, the king of wands, and the hermit. So there's either disconnection between you and a fellow fire sign, someone's very authentic up front. It's like a little bit like, why are we just not being authentic right now? And, this is the frequency, kind of like fire shrouded by darkness and deep contemplation is what I feel. So I don't know, Sagittarius. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot, though. Your opportunity for this reading is the Two of Swords. And sometimes when the Two of Swords is in your opportunity, it's an opportunity to say, no, I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it alone. But intuitively, we're going to have to clarify, but intuitively, Sagittarius, this is coming through as like you need to look at something that you're in denial about. Okay, and this could have to do with your subconscious. The funny thing about this reality is that most of the things that we're oblivious to about ourselves, other people can just see so obviously because it's in our subconscious, we can't see it. There, just to give you a little bit of comfort, like there are so many things that you, as the Sagittarius listening to this, probably know about me that I can't even see about me. And you're like, well, he's working through that, and that's kind of funny. This whole reality is everyone looking at each other and clearly seeing what the person is working through. But because it's a subconscious issue, you can't just directly tell them because then they're going to shut down. And if you try to tell me, I might be like, who are you? And the same thing with you is like kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Like you need to look, you have to have courage to look at what you need to heal. And I feel like you really don't want to. For some of you, there's going to be financial, your own weird patterns. Like there's something you really got to look at that you don't want to even admit to because it's in your subconscious and it goes deep. So I'm not here to say like, oh, you suck because you're not looking at it. This goes deep. I get it. But here's the thing. Your challenge is the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands has to do with playfulness. And I feel like your challenge is like there's a lack of playfulness. Like the feeling that I get from this reading is the only progress that you feel it being made when it comes to shadow work, healing a relationship, getting on track with your goals, whatever is going on for you at this time. It just doesn't feel playful. It feels like instead of like sparring with, wooden things that don't really hurt when someone hits you to train you to get better, like someone just whipped out the sword. And so it's like you can't even train without being hurt. Like you can't even assess something without I just got like instead of being like hit, I got cut. So you're highly sensitive right now, and that is trying to reveal something to you. The 5 of Wands, we're gonna have to see why it's your challenge. There could be this feeling of competition that once again is just like overdone or not there enough as well. Some of you, there could be a feeling of kind of icing out your own competitiveness, or, we're going to have to see. Roles can be reversed, but I don't know, Sagittarius. Like I said before, when it comes to your overall general energy of the moon, you have the King of Wands and you have the Hermit. And so there's deep reflection, a lot of darkness surrounding the fire within you, or this is someone that you're dealing with. There could be no contact going on between you and a fire sign that you have a deep connection to. Or there could be you struggling with your own authenticity and passion at this time. Because once again, it almost is the frequency of like when you try to be authentic or when you try to push through the darkness, instead of it feeling like a fun video game where you're leveling up, it just feels like you're walking through the woods, and instead of like walking through these like flowers, you're like dragging yourself through thorns. That's the frequency that I'm getting. And it really hurts. But you got to understand, like, why does it hurt? Because it's hitting up on some, an old wound. I don't know. And then when it comes to what you don't see coming, I just feel like there's this feeling of, like, you could feel betrayed, or you could feel like you're even betraying yourself at this time. If it's not to do with you, betrayal within a relationship and sketch, I feel like just because of the confusion, you feel like you're betraying your own highest good at this time, because once again, it's like any step that you take forward, you just get hurt. But I'm here to tell you that being hurt is a message for you. It's a lesson for you to go through, okay? Because joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. And especially the Jupiterian Sagittarius life, like sometimes like you guys just become like a Greek god and you're just getting like grapes fed and everything's fun. So you need the period that you're going through right now of darkness, of like, it's going to make the rest of your life feel so great. It's like getting into this week is going to feel like getting into a cold shower. But then after it's done and you walk through the thorn forest, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger and increases your dopamine. I don't know. I'm just trying to lay it out. But in what you don't see coming, you have the King of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and just to like objectively look at that as a reader, there could be emotional deception, a lot of pain, emotional pain keeping you up at night. You can't really get your mind off something here, Sagittarius, that's really painful. And most people, I feel like the place that you're at is like, in order to reach an elevated level of consciousness, the universe is telling you actually the only way that you're going to do it is going through pain. Sometimes you don't, when you're at an elevated level, I don't say like I'm even there or like whoever's there, because I feel like most humans are still at this level unless you're like Eckhart Tolle. You need pain and to make your subconscious clear to you and to elevate your consciousness. You need pain. So this is actually like what's going on from a higher level. That it's good. There's a higher order to good and bad. If I look back on my life and I looked at the most painful things that ever happened to me, in the moment it sucks. But when I look back on it a few years later, I'm like, that was the lesson. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. So I feel like most of you right now are being given a very dark reflection into your own psyche. I do feel there's an element of this reading of the way that you have treated people, the energy that you have put out for, and this is not what it really is for the majority of the reading. I don't want you to feel like this is the law of attraction, please, but there's an element of this reading of like the energy that you've been putting out that you haven't even been aware that you're putting out, because it's subconscious energy that you're putting out. Check your moon sign, check your Lilith sign to help you with that. It's coming back to you. And you're confused because you don't understand that the energy that you're getting at, putting off, is coming back to you. And this is where I lose a lot of you happy-go-lucky people and then just say, this is negative. Well, your week's gonna be pretty negative. Negative is not bad, you know? And here's the thing where it's like, you got this in the bag. Like, whatever this is, Sagittarius, this is preparing you for so much joy and love, because in your advice, you have the Four of Wands, you have the Six of Wands, and you have the Two of Cups. I feel like whatever deep issue you're going through in a relationship, this person's not really going anywhere. They're here to reflect something to you so that you can learn. You know, if this relationship doesn't work out, whether it's a love thing, a job thing, a friend thing, whatever's going on, you're going to know based off your intuition. You know, relationships that don't work out, every relationship prepares you for the next one. Right? So I feel like either way, you're a winner out of this. You have the Four of Wands, which is your rite of passage, the Six of Wands, which is public victory, and the Two of Cups here, which is love and partnership. So I feel like, you know, there's going to be a depth to a connection that sticks around for you after this period. But I really feel like it's more about your own introspection and someone, you know, potentially teaching you a deep lesson, because it's not easy for you to look at your own shadow this week, because the energy you need more of is healing and courage. It's not like just healing and innocence here, because there is something about healing your innocence. If I were to summarize this reading, it's almost like a lot of you are losing hope. You know, losing hope in yourself, or losing hope in the innocence of the world. It's almost like the frequency of this reading is like going from like an innocent teenager to like realizing like, oh my God, this is a cold, harsh world, you know? So it's awakening, but let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let's go ahead and clarify why the moon is in your overall general energy for this week. Why is the moon here for you, Sagittarius? Yeah, the moon is clarified, Sagittarius, by the Knight of Cups and also the Seven of Pentacles here. And it feels like a lot of your like dreams or like your illusions are being shattered, you know, because here's the thing. This is obviously to do with a love relationship for most of you, but even if it's not, the Knight of Cups has to do with romanticism, idealism. It has to do with Neptunian themes of looking at things optimistically from the bright side. And this is what you need. I mean, you need innocence and idealistic reality. But here's the thing of like what I get from this clarification. Within a relationship here, there's definitely a shock of like something that you've, you know, thought about yourself or invested in that's coming to reality, an illusion that's being shattered. So for most of you, this is just, you know, unknown things surrounding a love relationship, you know, something that you were idealizing, the reality kind of hit you of what's actually going on. It's less idealistic than you think, but you have the Seven of Pentacles here as well. So, yeah, I feel like you thought something was one way and then you realized it was another way, like within a relationship, the dynamic of it. So, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Let's clarify why the Hermit is here. I feel like this is going to tell us more. What are you reflecting on? Let's see. Why is the Hermit here? Yeah, you have the Two of Cups, the Fool, hold on. Why is the Hermit here in your overall general energy this week? Because I feel like it's really related to the moon. Yeah, Page of Swords, trying to... Yeah. The Hermit is clarified by the Page of Swords, the Three of Wands, and also the Magician here. So you're really trying to peep, what is the potential of this relationship going forward? Or if it's not to do with love, like, what is my potential going forward? Like, you're in deep contemplation mode, being alone. You might take more time out for yourself than usual to really try to get a download from Spirit. Because this is the card of getting more information, being intellectually or mentally vigilant and waiting for some sort of information or synchronicity to come through. This is about being patient and optimistic. This is about potential and spiritual energy as well. So I feel like a lot of you are just like, you could be feeling drained spiritually as a result of this like darkness and confusion, but you have to go through this is what I'm getting. So yeah, definitely like the reality of what a relationship really is could be hitting you. I don't know. Let's see why the Two of Swords is your opportunity. Because the frequency I got from the Two of Swords is like you need to look at something you don't want to, but let's see. What? The Two of Swords in your opportunity is clarified by the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the Justice card, and also the Judgment card here. Sagittarius, so I do feel like this is definitely to do with a relationship and putting something right. The Justice card has to do with restoring balance to the intellectual realm or even the physical realm, like something is coming into balance. And I feel like your opportunity potentially is to heal a relationship that you thought is overdue, or you think, this is just too much damage, this is too weird, or this person doesn't love me anymore, whatever. They still love you. And there's, with your opportunity being the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the Justice card, and the Judgment, and then your advice is the Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Whatever you're going through, you're going to be okay. I don't even think this is as deep of an issue as I'm making out to be in terms of your subconscious and all the things you can't see about yourself. I think it's a little rough patch you're going through, but like the rough patch, like you just got like sent down into hell, like all the way. It's like a yo-yo. Spirit's giving me like they yo-yoed you, like you're what? Like right now you're here, but you don't realize you're at the end of the yo-yo string and you're about to like come back here. You think this is going to keep going into darkness and darkness and darkness. It's actually not. Within a relationship predominantly is what I'm talking about. Like someone that you're dealing with can almost see what you're going through, and that's related to the phenomena that I can see your shadow and you can probably see mine, but I can't really see mine and you can't really see yours. So someone can almost like see a lesson that you have to learn here, and they're kind of just like waiting for you to come along to it. Like something about your subconscious is becoming clear to you, even if it's scary. But I think this is like about deep honesty and feeling no guilt as well. This is not a reading for you to feel guilty. Oh my God, I'm such a bad person, and then I need to accept it. No, it's just like an unconscious behavioral pattern within a relationship that you just weren't aware of. And once again, people may be treating you a certain way that you're telling yourself it's because, they're this, they're that. No, it's because of how you're showing up. The Master always says, how did I become a vibrational match to this way that this person's treating me? Because I feel like a large part of this reading is like you can't even believe how you're being treated, and the way to not get sad about that, but like, because there's something, it's going to be repaired, like whatever you got going on, it's like this is whoever this fire sign is or whoever you're dealing with in love, like there's something about repairing. So I don't know, I mean, let's go ahead and clarify why the Seven of Swords is the centerpiece to your reading. Like, I feel like you just really feel like crap over a relationship right now. I feel like you really are struggling with your emotions as to relationships going bad. And it's just like, I'm here to help you understand why. First of all, the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles upright and also the Nine of Cups in reverse here. So I feel like there is in what you don't see coming, like a feeling of like your legacy within a relationship is off. Like you're like, this is not the legacy of the relationship. Like something about the long-term stability of a relationship is making you feel absolutely horrible. It's making you feel like this is not the lucky lifeline that I know I am. Like lucky Sagittarius, Jupiter, everything's luck, fun, growth, expansion, clarity, you know, learning in a fun way. Like this all feels like the opposite of that. But I'm telling you, someone has unconditional love for you, but they can see something about you that you can't see about yourself right now, and they're kind of like letting you figure it out, because when they're trying to tell you about it, you don't want to hear it. That's like what I get from most of you. I think you could be easily making other people out to be the bad guy to a certain extent. Not that you know you think you're perfect, but you also have the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Temperance card here. So you could feel like someone is like choosing to like be immature and like expand their horizons without you potentially. But once again, this is all happening for a deep reason for you. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and clarify, Sagittarius. Let's clarify why the Two of Cups is here in your advice. Well, you have a choice, you know. Like, you definitely have a choice to be bitter about this, or, you know, to learn a lesson and make it work with someone. Because in your advice, I mean, you have an option. You have the Two of Wands, which is like you have free will. But you have the Death card, was about transformation and rebirth and ending, a spiritual ending. And then you have the Tower as well here when it comes to your advice. So I feel like don't rush into anything. Like, don't try to forgive someone before you're ready to forgive them. Don't try to, like, rush your healing. But you know, there is this like thing about a foundation is completely blown up with you and someone. Like, it may never go back to what it was, and you have to decide, do I want to continue to invest in this person that things are really weird with, or do I want to, you know, kind of go a different direction? Because it's up to you. This is not like set in stone. There's nothing really even about like a deep, I mean, a lot of things are soul contracts, but I don't know. Well, all right, Sagittarius. I'm going to do one more for you. Let's clarify why the Four of Wands is here in your advice. Four of Wands in your advice is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. And, you know, the Queen of Cups is the card of unconditional love and forgiveness, and like overlooking the shortcomings of a child and like seeing it grow still, and just being like a, you know, very loving water sign individual. Connected to the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords, I mean, you're still really unsure about whether or not you and this person are even going to be friends, or you're going to, you know, move forward in a romantic way, or whatever it is. Here, there's a lot of, you need to have courage to heal. I feel like someone is going to still be loyal to you, even if it seems like they're not right now, because there's a deep universal like lesson. Here's the thing. You're learning a deep soul lesson about yourself. You're going to have the courage to heal your own innocence, because here's the thing. It seems to me like this whole thing that you have going on is ripping away your own idea of the world as innocent. And what if the world is as not innocent as you thought? What if your idealism is completely shattered by the the dark reality of the world? I would tell you that there is more richness and joy in reality, even in the darkness, than there is in some sort of idealistic fantasy that removes you from reality. So your ideals about the world, about relationships may be being shattered, but it's going to leave you at a place of integration and realness. And do not let this coat your innocence. Don't think the whole world is screwed. People are scumbags. I'm a scumbag. I don't even know how much of a scumbag. Like, don't let it take away your innocence, because what you need more of is healing, courage, and innocence. And then when it comes to your advice, I just get the feeling of like, no matter what someone has done, no matter what sketchiness that led to like uncertainty and illusions, like someone still loves you here, if this is to do with a relationship. And if it's not, it's just the universe. Like, because I feel like you're still meant to do a lot of big things with this person that this reading is about. Like, you're still meant to do a lot of big things with this person. So I don't know, Sagittarius, this is what I got for you. I hope this reading resonated with you. I'll talk to you next